Welcome everybody. This Michael Jackson History Tour Deep Dive series is based on my book, Anthony King's Guide to Michael Jackson's History Tour. But you can also find Anthony King's Guide to Michael Jackson's Dangerous Tour, as well as my other Michael Jackson book, Michael Jackson and Classical Music. Now they're all available on paperback and Amazon Kindle, and you can find out more on my website, anthony-king.com. Okay, get ready for a really deep dive into Michael Jackson's History Tour. Michael Jackson History Tour, Munich, Germany. Olympic Stadium, 4th of July, 6th of July, 1997. VIP reception area inside the stadium. I visited the Olympic Stadium again in March 2018 and spent nearly the whole day exploring the stadium, filming promotional videos for this book. I stood at the exact spot where Michael performed, as well as spoke to staff, and literally had the whole stadium to myself. Now, if you go into the VIP reception area inside the Olympic Stadium in Munich, you will see a big photo of Jackson on the wall performing Scream from the 4th of July 1997. We know that it's the 4th of July concert because his jacket opened during Scream and They Don't Care About Us. Another thing which is one of my favourite pieces of Michael Jackson trivia, because it's so obscure, is the fact that they turned on the backlight, called a blinder, behind Michael during They Don't Care About Us. And it's also added a lot more smoke to the stage on that show as well. It's my suspicion that this show was a kind of test for the HD cameras which were to broadcast Michael's concert on Sat1 live, and that they were testing out different lighting configurations to see how it would look on camera. If we look at the actual live performance, we note that in the end they did not use the backlight in this way during the broadcast of They Don't Care About Us. Additional floodlight behind the stage. Also, if you look very closely at the footage, you will notice that there is a massive crane behind the stage with an additional floodlight at the top of it. And I can tell you as a fact, because I stood in the exact spot where that crane was positioned, it was not part of the stadium and it was brought in additionally to light that particular show. And you will only really notice this if you have visited the stadium, because it looks like one of the stadium floodlights. And the reason why it was brought in typically for these shows at this stadium and not at all the shows is so that the crowd would be illuminated fully for the cameras. Oftentimes, stadium floodlights can take a long time to warm up, so that when Michael shouts, "Turn on the house lights," they sometimes could not actually do so with speed. So the solution is to bring in their own massive floodlights so they can themselves illuminate the crowd at will. And it obviously augments the stadium's lights, which are terrific at the Olympic Stadium in Munich, I assure you. Extensive amateur recording. Now, we're very lucky that we have a lot of amateur recording which filmed the whole show, including the full introduction and firework display at the beginning. Now, this part of the show is usually not shown on any broadcast. The live broadcast, History Tour Munich, 16th of August 1997. There has been a lot of misinformation with regards to the Sat1 broadcast of Michael Jackson's show in the Olympic Stadium in Munich, and I'm going to try my best to explain the details of the broadcast. The best date that I can come up with, in my opinion, is an accurate date, and that is Saturday the 16th of August 1997. Now, this is over 1 month after the Munich shows. Now, Sat1 broadcast a whole Michael Jackson Day dedicated to the King of Pop, which included a broadcast of his Ghost short film after the concert. It is generally believed that the show was broadcast live as it happened. Michael was literally performing in Sweden on this exact night at the exact time of the broadcast. The concert was broadcast on the 16th of August 1997 and was an edited version of the two Olympic Stadium shows on the 4th of July and 6th of July. Songs like Stranger in Moscow was taken and almost unedited from the first shows, which most Michael's performances from the second show were used as a foundation for the broadcast. However, other concerts were also edited into the broadcast, including probably Leipzig, Germany, and also, in my opinion, Kiel, Germany. The concert, which was filmed in HD cameras initially, was later rebroadcast by at least one other TV station subsequently, one being ZDF and other stations around the world. Possibly some editing of the show down as well. The 6th of July 1997 show has also been broadcast in its entirety in Japan, I believe, and this particular broadcast broadcast looks to be from the Jumbotron feed only, which is essentially Michael's own show feed, plus additional footage, which on occasion is augmented with the TV network's own additional cameras. You can see that the audience members' clothes change. It's quite crazy. For example, Justin, who Michael often referred to as Waldo, had a t-shirt change from white to black during the course of the broadcast of the concert. We also noticed that some parts of the show would be cut out and not replaced, like during Heal the World, near the end when Michael thanks Munich on the 6th of July in the raw footage, but we do not see it in the broadcast version. In addition to this, we also see footage from the Olympic Stadium and behind the scenes activity from Earth Song, as well as other songs in the Blitz documentary History Tour behind the scenes special, also broadcast on Sat 1. I hope I've shed a little bit of light on the broadcast and explained any misunderstandings about it.